Yo, we're back. Thursday. You read the names. You know the names. You know what I'm saying? TSN. TSN.
Hey, hey, it's crazy because I was on TikTok and that's what they started calling me. I was like, "What's TA saying that?" I was like, "Oh, that's me."
Me, that's
Okay, little
crazy.
nickname. Okay.
That's all right. That's all right. Well, as you see, we're missing DJ. He out there getting the breach. You know what I'm saying? So can't get mad at him for that. So today, sports, y'all, as we know, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Bradley Beal, the NBA. We're going to talk about a little bit of NFL predictions, how what we like in preseason, what we seen, and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So that's been the biggest thing. I will put the timestamp on this for some of the preseason games we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about the ones exactly today. Right now it's 8:20, right? Not time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So keep in mind it's Thursday. We have not reached Sunday, Saturday, or Sunday yet. So keep that in mind when you're watching. And if you watch the clips, just watch the whole damn video. Skip through it, whatever, and you'll know what's going on. With that being said, let's go ahead and start off with everybody's favorite league, the NBA. Right? Um, I guess we can start off with the small stuff first. Bradley Bill going back to the Clippers. How we feel about that?
Uh, I feel indifferent. I mean, I guess it just depends on if this trade goes through. If the trade doesn't go through, then you have Kawhi, Bradley Bill, and some guys. If the trade does,
Some
if the
guys.
trade does go through, then you got Brandon Ingram, Bradley
Right.
Bill, um, Grady Dick, and some guys. So, I mean, it doesn't really change where I have them in my rankings for next year.
Hmm.
But it's good to see Bradley Bill try to give it another go because a lot of talk about him going to Miami and things like that. So the fact that he's coming back with 13 million, a few years,
Yeah.
nothing crazy, So it's low risk kind of sort of reward. If he can get back to anything remotely, Oh, I ain't gonna disrespect my man Ben Mathen like that either. But he can talk too. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting
Not
to see how
Ben.
they rock out, huh?
That's fair.
Yeah. So
I said that's
we'll.
fair. I mean, I'm trying to think. What's that lineup look like?
Um, I don't know. They got a lot of. They just got a lot. They got a lot of nothing. It's a lot of everything.
A lot of
I would have to wait
nothing.
and just see how when the trade goes through, see how they
Yeah.
solidify themselves. We'll know more by media day. Hopefully, training camp and stuff like that. We'll see, how stuff is flowing in. But right now, the Clippers they're not contenders. I don't even have them like as playoff team, but we'll see. We just got to see.
That's a fact. I feel that. I
So,
feel that. So I guess my next question is with that one then. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Benny goes. I think that and I'll say that a little bit later when we get to the Peyton Watson thing. Well, I don't know if Benny will go on that, but I can see it. But Garland obviously gonna be at the one. I don't think Bradley Bill's making enough money to start, but he's not making enough money to be like a definitive starter. What Brandon Ingram still goes as well. Who else was supposed to go there? Rui. Rui got signed. So I mean,
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
See, that's another thing. They got Rui, they got
Mhm.
Ben, they got Garland. Hopefully he'll be healthier. Since last year with the toe and all that stuff, and then finally at the end, kind of getting to play a little bit. So him having a good off season.
Yeah.
Uh, Garland, if the trade goes through, you got Garland, you got Brandon Ingram, you got Grady Dick, you got Bradley Bill, you got Ben, you got some players. You just have to see how they mesh. It's a lot of I need the balls. So we'll see.
Yeah, good pause. Good pause. That was the
So it's like
smoothest
we'll
pause
see.
I've
We'll see.
seen. It's okay.
We'll
All
see.
right, all right. Well, we're not gonna get all the spotlight to the Clippers, right? So, speaking of this, Kawhi,
Yeah.
right? I know that they didn't want to do the deal. They announced that they didn't want to do the deal based off the situation because they didn't want the ramifications to come behind it. Now that that doesn't seem like a thing, Kawhi has been flexing, chilling on the internet for a minute now. So now that that's a thing, I do think it's going to go through. Um, with that being said, I mean, their team is their team. I don't know why this is the case for. I don't. Even, I mean, I guess you got to get something for Kawhi. But do you think there's anything that's going to interrupt that at this point, or you think it's just going through? Because to me, I think it is.
I think it's just a matter of, Silver trying to figure out a way to. I don't really know what the punishment is going to be. If there's going to be a punishment. I mean, granted, you would think with all this going on in the air, and then you got Pablo Torre with all his, secret investigative work. I guess, if it does go through, I guess we got to see what the ramifications are for Ballmer and for Kawhi. Does Kawhi get suspended? People talking about him getting suspended the whole year. People talking about him missing a large amount of games. PG got suspended for 25 games for PEDU. So who knows? But if it just them on paper, looking at the Raptors, you got Kawhi, you got Miguel Mamba, you got Jakob, you got Quickly, you got the young boy Maury Bortles.
Murray Boyles.
Murray Boyles. So they got some, they got some pieces. I didn't even name Scotty.
Yeah,
it'll be very interesting to see, how they look. I know a couple episodes ago I was like, I ain't really too big on the Raptors, but if Kawhi goes there, obviously that changes everything, So that ain't like that's not like if somebody else was to go there. I would say that. I don't want to disrespect nobody. So
that's true. Okay, well, just kind of grazed through that, but that was probably like breeze through that because it's Clippers. It's all Clippers talk for that. But the biggest thing, Cleveland Cavaliers have made a lot of moves. Like James Harden, 3 years, $97 million. Peyton Watson, it's a lot going on. What do we think? Do we think that helps? I mean, I'm a believer in Peyton Watson, but what do you think it does for the Cavaliers?
I don't know. I mean, I'll just be honest. Like I said last time, why are we acting like Peyton Watson is Michael Jordan? Like.
I mean, because Peyton Watson played well.
Yeah, but they had a guy in DeAndre Hunter that they grabbed so they could beat Boston, who was well equipped. And at this point in his career, we going with Peyton is more so like, what can you do? We already know what DeAndre Hunter can do and his defensive abilities. And they literally traded him. And I mean, they re-signed Harden and they let Max Strus go to the Clippers.
Yeah.
So I guess, it just seemed like a different version of the same thing. It's like, okay, it's like having on your home jerseys and then like, we're going to play at home. We're going to wear our alternates. It's the same team. I don't really, we'll see. Peyton Watson, $88 million, 4 years. I mean, I guess that's about right for what he's done, even in limited sample size. He didn't break the bank or anything like that. I mean, obviously that's a lot of money for him, based on what he's done so far, which is very little. That he played in the playoffs last year. So they paying him off for potential. But I can't be too upset because I remember when Giannis got that $100 million contract and everybody was like, $100 million for this little scrawny little thing. And now look at it, so he ain't Giannis, but
that's a clip worthy take. I'm about to say
we'll just wait and see. I can't say I'm a big fan of Peyton Watson, but I can't say I'm not a fan because I don't really. Right now, he's a Jag. He's a Jag right now, so just a guy. So
that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, my thing is like, here's the thing. I think that okay, so DeAndre Hunter thing, right? No disrespect, DeAndre Hunter, but he's 3-and-D, right? And a lot of people I've seen beforehand say that that's the player the Cavaliers needed. Seems that it didn't work. I think Peyton Watson can create. He's 6'8". He can float between this. I think that he's a really good pick to be that. And he comes in a situation where he doesn't have to do as much. we've already seen what he's played the third fiddle, and he's done well with Joker and Jamal Murray, right? I personally now think that like his agent told him to sit out. To be honest with you, he was like, sit out. You know what I'm saying? And we could try to dictate the market, try to move from there. And it was a risky play, but it paid off. And if he turns to anything better than an average, above an average starter, that's pretty solid. Because I think the times that he's had a few 30-point games, efficient, like I said, he can create. I've seen the pass a little bit, be that tweener, but like 100%, you got somebody kind of lanky, tall, 6'8", like that could be a tough matchup. So
yeah, I think the only thing about Peyton that would give him an advantage might be the size. I mean, like the length and stuff. Because the thing about him being a creator is they've had creators. Like I don't think you can tell me right now that Dennis Schroeder, who dominates NBA players in FIBA and can get a bucket in the NBA, is not a better player right now than Peyton Watson. It's like we're going off, and they just traded him to Charlotte. Like we going off, they paying him based on what we think you might do, because he's shown flashes.
Yeah, he's shown flashes. Sure.
So and then you from whether it's him, whether it's Karis LeVert, it's like they just keep replacing that same other guy. But you got to realize Donovan Mitchell has the ball in his hands. James Harden has the ball in his hand. Like this is not, man, we just need another guy. Like when they brought Bradley Beal into the Clippers, it's supposed to be okay. You got PG, you got Kawhi. We need a if we get Bradley Beal, it's like, oh man, the third best defender got to check me. It's gonna be problems. Boom. It's like Peyton Watson, he don't move the needle for me like that. But I think it's because they're paying him off of the glimpses that they saw. And I guess we just gotta wait and see if it comes to fruition. Because if it does, then it'll be a great pickup. Because there's a lot of potential there, but nope, you can't tell me right now what he's not even a rising star at this point.
I think he could have made that. Like I said, I think it's a lot of this injury. I'm not gonna hold you. Like I'm not disagreeing with you. And I think the internet also sides with you very much so well. I was saying a lot of bigger podcasts also talk about that and say, like, man, Peyton Watson not doing nothing. He's not moving the needle. But the thing about it is, like you said, Donovan Mitchell and James Harden had the ball in their hands a lot. And depending on where he goes, Harden can kind of make some players better still in his career. He's not going to be too much of a threat per se. Very hot and cold, streaky. But if he can make Peyton Watson better, you have Donovan Mitchell still having the ball in his hand because he likes to create. But Peyton being the connecting piece is pretty, like, I think it's pretty solid. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, I agree with you. It's solid. I
would agree to solid. I think for me, when I look at people picking people up, it's more so like, what is your purpose for doing it? And I'm thinking about who are you trying to beat? Like, what is your purpose? If you get Peyton Watson, does that help you beat the Knicks? Does that help? Does it help you beat? Does it help you beat Philly? Does it like, you know what I'm saying? Does it help you beat? I mean, are you better than the Raptors with Kawhi? Like, I don't know. It's like, what do you? It's a piece. It's a solid, building block to something. But I think at the end of the day, it's just gonna come down to them playing and getting a rep. Same thing I think with Philly. Same thing I think with a lot of these teams that are just coming together this year, because chemistry in basketball is extremely important. And we saw Michael Porter Jr. in Denver, and then we saw him be able to elevate when he went to the Nets. We saw Mikal Bridges with the Suns. We saw he was able to do when he went to the Nets and be able to, become an all-star, I believe. So it's just more so about just getting the opportunity. And I guess, we'll see.
I mean, I think that Peyton Watson being your fourth best player is not bad. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I could, like, you're right. If I look at Raptors, what's their fourth best player?
Maybe Mayo quickly.
Yeah, and I would probably take Peyton over Manny quickly. Granted, like you said, there's three other players that are. We'll talk about the whole team later, but if he's your fourth or fifth best player, like I think you're in in a better spot than what people are giving like credit to do. Because you're right. I don't want to put him on the pedestal of being like a main stray. I'm
Right.
glad you actually said that.
But he is the
So,
like right now. He is the big fish right now. That everybody was kind of like that's what's left, and also
yeah.
it's just about fit. Because I guarantee. Because one thing I believe that the way I saw Jenkins play with you guys last year, like you
Mhm.
said, like we talked about a little off air. If he wanted to go to Detroit, I think that would be great. That would have been that would have been nice. That would have been an upgrade from a Levert. That would have gave Cade another guy he could like
It's
kind
six
of do
eight,
something. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He
two
could do something
guard.
with because over there you got a lot of rugged, you got a lot of a lot of hard
Yeah,
body guys. You got Holland, and we saw what happened to Durant. Durant. It would have been a nice fit. So fit is important too. I think with Cleveland, I think they just keep hitting their head on the roof over and over and over again. So at this point, I'm more when it comes to Cleveland. I don't really care what they do. They got to just show me for real, for real. You got a number one seed, and you had a best record, and this and that, and then
Mhm.
come playoff time, you just you implode. So it's a
Yeah,
solid piece. Shout out to him for getting his bread, and I guess we'll just see.
yeah. Well, for sure. See, I mean, I'm not mad at it. Like you said, fit does matter. They
Yeah,
do. They did need a three.
for
I
sure.
will say that. So they needed three. But yes, you're right. I would rather see Peyton Watson because it's just a known fact that at this point in his career, Cade makes people around him better. So that's the biggest thing. The only person I didn't see that didn't really get better, ironically, was Jenkins.
Yeah,
Yeah, like he needed the ball
and
in his hand. So
yeah, well, we'll see.
let's see. Yeah. So I mean, I guess that's kind of it for it. I actually know what. Before we move into NBA, I'm gonna just go ahead and throw a wrench into this. Now that Peyton Watson has now signed his deal, what does that mean for the likes of the Jalen Duren, MPJ that also can't come to contract negotiations? Where do you think those two may lie after this point?
I don't think it matter because he's not in the same league as them. This is little boy. I don't mean like that, but this is like levels below money. You know what I'm saying? Like you, Jalen Duren's all NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like granted he might have slummed it up in the playoff. We talking about
twice.
we talking about all NBA though. We
You're right.
this is potential. I can't even compare the two. And then with MPJ, I think it's more so like MPJ. I like MPJ because he keep it real. He said, "Look, I ain't trying to play basketball my life. I'm trying to play like another 6 years. I'm sure he keep it 100. The Nets have told him, kind of keep some of the podcast stuff. But it's like, bro, people gonna be people. They're gonna speak what they gotta speak. And I think some of that do kind of have a lot to do with it. Like when you tell people, look, I don't know if I really want to keep playing this. They might look at it a certain type of way. But basically, what I think is like, look, I'm committed while I'm here, and then I'm just being real. I don't want to be playing basketball. He said, I want to raise my kids. I want to, have a family and stuff like that and be able to do stuff with them. He come from a big family, so,
Yeah,
his brothers and sisters, they all play. So it's just one of those, but I don't, if the Nets don't pay him, then, he just go somewhere else and he'll get paid,
yeah,
because he was the number one player in the country before he got hurt. He was going to be the number one player drafted before he got hurt. So
yeah,
he's shown what he can do as a role, I guess a complimentary piece on the championship team, and then being able to go to
yeah.
Brooklyn. It's like they might suck, but he was doing him. He was getting his. And I think the Nets will be a little fun to watch with him and Randall, and to see how that goes. So yeah, I don't think this has nothing to do with this. This can't even compare it to those two, honestly. But I do think that Darren, he might end up with a sign and trade as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, just to be real about that, I've been hearing that the only reason why that hasn't happened is because Detroit wants to keep him.
Yeah.
As soon as
Obviously.
Detroit put out that feed and saying, you know what, we can't get it done, we're willing to open the floodgates. I think that's when we may start to really see things. But
Yeah.
I just seen him with Cade, I think. So that tells me a lot. Man, that's one of the bigger things. Like I'm like, all right, if he's not with the team, which he hasn't been, that says something. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, bread is bread.
Yeah.
I can hang out with you or not,
I can
but you
still
gonna
hang out
still
with
pay
my
my
guys.
money.
Exactly. And if
Yeah,
they want him so bad, pay him. That's your team.
That's true. And
Do
I
you want
mean,
them?
yeah, I do, but for the
But
right
do you want them
price.
at the right price, or you want them?
Yeah, right
See,
price.
you got to pay him
Right
what you got
price.
to pay the man what you own. He want the max. He didn't make All NBA. You want him? Give him the max.
Yeah, nah.
See,
Apparently
but
we don't want him
look.
enough.
If that was Cade,
But K showed up. That's the difference. It's
but they
unfortunate,
wouldn't
but
even
K
be in that
showed up.
position if it wasn't for Dern. He's All NBA,
I
double.
I can definitively say that we could have possibly made that run with Reed. Yeah, 100% with Reed.
Paul Reed.
Paul Reed.
Y'all
Not
could
even
have had the season y'all had if you switched out Dern and you put Paul Reed in
yes.
there.
Paul Reed has outplayed Duran in a lot of stretches. Even
Yeah,
the minutes when he played, even outside of just the playoffs, it's just that we're trying to make this a Duran, Asar, and Cade thing. Reed played very well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say like the longevity of it. Like if we kept going that rotation, that it would be the same 3 years in a row. But I think like as of something like right now, right here, what happens if Reed had to step in and play a role for the majority of the year, we would have been all right. Given if we had another piece as well.
yeah. I think that Paul Reed been in the league for 6 years. Paul Reed is what he is, and I think it's a lot different being able to be a energy guy off the bench and in the playoffs when everything going crazy. When instead of when one guy been doing it night after night after night after night all season, he just had a bad stretch in the playoffs. Like I can't compare Paul
That's
Reed.
2 years though. That's 2 years in a row.
He just made, but hold on. But Jalen Duren just literally elevated himself from last year to this year. He made All NBA. You know what I mean? That's top 15. Top 15 in the NBA. Top 15. Paul Reed, not even top 100, not even top 200.
Because we don't play him.
Hold on. So
we don't play him for that.
Hold on, let me get this straight.
We don't play him for that.
You don't play Paul Reed, but he could do what Duren could do. But then you don't. But then you do want Duren, but you only want him at the right price.
Yeah, I don't.
That's why y'all the way y'all are now. You got to pay them. You got to.
Bro, we're not doing the Harden thing. We're not doing the Harden thing.
What's the Harden thing?
Pay, potential, all this, and still go through years of just not showing up
in the playoffs.
Yes, in the offs. Because regular season won't get you a ring. So it will get you closer.
Yeah, but I don't think that's all on Jalen. I mean, Asar got to get in the lab. He got to figure out some kind of offensive bone in his body. You know, Cade is doing what he got to do, but that's
he's doing a lot.
It's a lot of Holland, he does what he can. Like I said, I know you said Jenkins. But Jenkins was a two-way player. I feel like he proved himself.
Oh yeah, he overplayed.
He overachieved. So I don't know. I think y'all picked up Kevin Huerter at the trade deadline or something like that, right?
So we got Kevin Huerter. We got back,
but he got hurt, right? He only played every 2 games in the playoff, 3 games in the playoff. I don't know. I think y'all had y'all played against a team that wasn't really a AC in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Even though y'all did beat them. I just think that Duren just I don't know. I just think that y'all problems are bigger than him. But if you got an all NBA player and he's very young, let him and Cade grow together. Obviously they tight. I don't see why you wouldn't pay the man, because you could do a lot less. What's the alternative? Paul Reed?
Oh no, the alternative is trade Jalen Duren for somebody else, for another big. Let Asar play his actual role in growing, as in being a facilitator and being more of an attacker. Because when Asar was doing that, when that was original plans, he was going. I think he was 14 points and 7 rebounds. He could have built off that. The problem is that they wanted JB Biggerstaff said that I think Asar should play more defense this year, and I think we can go ahead and get a chip. So that's what he did. And my problem is that with Duren, and I was just having this conversation today, ironically, Duren doesn't have a definitive skill, right? And the thing about it is that's the worst, that's the scary part because like you're not like a strong defender, right? You can score and when you're within the paint and you can restore within the paint with 7 feet, you can be good in that option. You are good in the regular season, but you've had injury concerns. You getting past the season, getting third NBA, third team All NBA. It's also because of health, because you actually had a healthy year, but majority of your playing time or with us, you haven't been healthy. That's why you got 2 ankle braces on there to make sure that's the issue. So we got to think about health. Then you want to go ahead and get your max would be more than Cade, which I understand that's how money works, but now it comes to the point where it hurts more because Cade eventually is going to get that, and we have to pay Cade more than Duren, and Duren is supposed to be relatively in the same ballpark as Cade, and that's just not a realistic thing, to be completely honest.
I mean, it's not, but it's not because Cade is the better player, but it is because number one, they both All NBA. They the best 2 players on the team, and what do you? I guess I'm trying to figure out.
I disagree with that. I disagree.
You think Asar is better?
Yeah, I think Asar is better.
You don't think Asar is better right now?
I do think Asar
might be more valuable, but I don't think you can say he's better basketball player than Jalen Duren. He's not. If that was the case, they'd be playing they'd be playing through him and Cade.
Well, that's the problem. Like that's the problem. They said that the reason they wanted Asar to play how he played is to give the team the room to do that, so they can worry about on that side. Because like at the end of the day, it's like I'd be pissed if I was Asar, right? Because you gave me the first few games to show me going to the basket, being defensive, getting my 14 points and being able to build off that. But I was so good in defense. You tell me to take a back seat for these 2 players, and then one of the 2 players don't show up when I need you.
Man, do you think
I'm in the playoffs, I'm still doing that. And even other teams are saying, yeah, Jalen Duren, X, Y, and Z, but they make a game plan around Asar and say, just don't get it, just keep the ball away from him.
For sure.
So I'll be pissed.
He's an elite defender, but yeah. I don't think we're ever going to see Asar Thompson on the All NBA. That's all I'm saying.
I believe that could be,
and it's positionless now.
Yeah, no, I believe Asar can get there. I believe Asar can get there. I believe Asar. I believe Asar is more athletic. Duren is definitely a bigger body, but Asar is more athletic than
So what
Duren.
I'm getting from this is you really like Duren a lot, but you're not in love with him like the way you couldn't do without him.
Yes. I don't think he ever did, like, because if Duren, unfortunately, like I hate to say this, I still like Duren. I really do like Duren. Unfortunately, if he was like as good as he is, or how people betray him to be, essentially, them deals would have came in. He got chose over Walker. Castle Walker, like he got chose over him, and he was out for a full year, and some change. Nobody knew, and he got chose. Like Lakers didn't even say, you know what, Duren, you came to talk to us. We're gonna put out a deal and just force Pistons' hand, even if we didn't want you. We'll just force Pistons' hand, and we can go get Kessler, but you can still get your money from Pistons. Sure. They didn't even do that. So at that point,
you basically saying that they showing you what the league is showing you what they think of him, basically.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Yes, yeah, that's I do think that there is part of that is Pistons like we want to get something done, but we've seen teams be aggressive and say that, like try your hand. We've seen OKC, little boy Nuggets in a smaller scale, make him pay their man where he can walk. Like we've seen that. So no one did that for Duren, and I think that's one of the things why Duren needs to develop a definitive skill. Like he's good at a lot of things, right? But nothing that he does really stands out. And like the things that he wants to do or he tries to do, when this pressure gets put on him, that's when it becomes a problem. Because I'm going to use an example for the Cavaliers, right? Cavaliers, when he played, reason why everybody was so confident, even myself and Jalen Durn, even if he had a bad series against Orlando, last time he played the Cavaliers, no Cade, spanked him, averaged 20, 22 points. I'm like, all right, this is where the comeback comes. Yeah, I'm mad about last series. We mad about last year, but this is where he bounced back. He's still a little young, but this is where he learned. Got his ass kicked. So I'm not mad at it, and I understand the value you see it, but I don't want a James Harden. I don't want a DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
And I'm gonna be very clear. Like, just because you make All NBA, I don't think that make you a top 15 player. That because people be voting on that. Ain't nobody ever going in life gonna tell me that Jalen Duren is the top 15 player. But I was just pointing out that people they contract and stuff. Is you hit this mark, you get you unlock this. That's all I was saying. So y'all don't go crazy because y'all know damn well I know too much about basketball to ever think that Jalen Duren is a top 15 player.
Never. Yeah. Hell no. Nah. So, cool. Yeah, I agree with that sentiment, man. I agree with that sentiment. So we'll see. I think the NBA's fortunately still has a lot more moves left. So we'll see. Dang, time has really crept on us. Because we're not even doing like a full length pod. We're just doing time to get people their nights back. I like the weekend when I tried to sell that shit, but yeah. So let's talk a little bit about football, right? It is still preseason. I'm tracking preseason, and I think a lot. I'm liking a lot with the. Actually, I like what a lot of the rookie quarterbacks are doing. Like Drew Aller went crazy for Pittsburgh. Was it Kubiak from Clemson? Kubiak? I cannot pronounce his name to save my life. For Jets, shockingly, the Jets did well. Even Beck did well, So, and your boy Harrison, when you said he was that interesting clip, people were telling he was drunk. He was crazy. I should have sent you the screenshots, but he's cool. He got a TD.
Hey.
So.
Hey, look, man. Hey, look. Hey, all I'm saying is I'm real high on Beck, man. I like Beck. I like Mendoza. Mendoza showed me a lot. Even the way, that man came to the podium was like, man, I feel like I let my team down because we lost. Like, bro, don't worry about that. It's the preseason. And
yeah, bro.
You got to show that as a number one pick, you have an understanding of the way that the game goes. And that's the biggest thing right now. Like just understanding that you know how it's supposed to be going right now. So that's the biggest thing with that. But Beck, that's my guy. I rock with Beck.
Beck.
I'm excited to see what he does. And he'll be, I ain't gonna lie. Jacoby, I told you, Jacoby gonna get him right. And I think that by week 7, he'll be starting. He'll
week 7, he'll be starting.
Week 7.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Definitely Beck.
Yeah,
yeah. No, I mean that should be interesting. That should be interesting. I'm thinking in my head like the teams that I know that we said that we're trying to keep it preseason, and I'm not gonna lie, as I look at the rosters and stuff, like I'm interested to see Ravens. I like their wide receivers. They're young wide receivers too. I ain't gonna hold you.
Everybody's saying nice. That young boy probably gonna be the best. The best receiver out of this draft. You know what I'm saying?
From USC. He was tough at USC.
Yeah, but I like. I'm interested to see him. I'm interested to see what's the boy name from Philly? Lemon.
Oh yeah.
Lemon. Yeah, he gonna probably be like a slot. But I just think it's interesting to see how Philly does in general without, now that we done got the boy. You know what I'm saying? We doing joint practices with them.
Let's talk about it.
Today and yesterday, So, because we got a game against them. So that's been fun. AJ AJ and Jalen, they got to, chop it up for a little bit. They showed the clip of them chopping it up for a little second, on day 2, since they ain't do nothing on day 1. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. We seen Hurts throwing some.
I was about to say,
to my team.
I heard Hurts threw 3 of them things. I don't know if it's accurate, but
hey, man.
Hey. So
I'm a Hurts guy, so I ain't. I like Hurts. I think he's a leader. I think that he get a bad rep because people just be looking for something to do, because there's no way in the world that you could give Jalen Hurts so much hate and scrutiny with what he's been able to do in the biggest moments, but then we fall in love with Justin Herbert, who ain't did nothing.
Hey,
absolutely nothing.
Hey,
nothing,
like
what? Zero, like not even a pinch of nothing, like nothing,
bro.
Nothing. He is a prototype looking quarterback, and that's about it. They call him If Man, and I mean no disrespect, but it's like you have done nothing.
Potential man,
like zero.
Dang. The Justin Herbert slander is here. I don't know.
I mean, at this point, is it slander though, or is it just looking at what we go to? Oh, he threw the most yards as this, bro. At the end of the day, they're gonna be it's the injuries. This person can. Yeah, injuries is part of the game for sure. But every single person, every single team has had injuries. That's single team. They're like, but Philly had the best rock. What was Jalen Hurts doing in both Super Bowls? Both Super Bowls, not first round playoff games. Super Bowls. Okay.
No, that's true. I mean, look, man, I'm not I don't like the Chargers because obviously the Raiders is who I'm rooting for, and obviously I still want to root for Washington as well, even though Jaden Daniels is doing that wild shit about 5. But the Chargers in itself, to me, is honestly Cowboys in a different font. You got the quarterback, the talent's there. Y'all do nothing with it. I hate to say it. Y'all do nothing with it.
The Cowboys?
100%. Yes, Cowboys, Chargers, same thing.
I'll be honest with you. I can see that, but I think the difference is that the Cowboys will always be relevant. I think we'd be forcing this Chargers relevancy sometimes, And I think that, in all honesty, I could see the Cowboys. Like I told you, I had the Giants, but I could also see the Cowboys winning this division, easily winning like 13, 14 games, I don't if the Chargers just there, man. At the end of the day, the Chargers is like Cleveland Cavaliers. They there, man. They there. But as far as the Baltimore Ravens, like you brought up them, like the receiver, I think they'll be interesting. They took a big loss to a big loss. They center, their projected starter center yesterday in practice. He had to get carted off. Looked like he destroyed his knee. So yeah. And the center and quarterback connection is tough. But we'll see. I'm never gonna root for the Ravens, but I think that Lamar gonna do what he do, and they'll go as far as Lamar allows them to go. So that's that.
Okay. Oh yeah, my man Tato said same old Cavs. Will we wrap up? Yeah, same old Cavs. I mean, I'm gonna show him a little bit of respect, bro. I'm gonna show him respect, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Did I tell you that?
Yep. Look, we about to finish right on time. man, Genius always showing love. You know what I'm saying? Trey Moolah, 2 legends. Look, I'm not a legend. I'm just here.
Hey, I'm just trying to do my thing, man.
You see his background. He can't be modest. Like, look at that background. It's crazy. Camera icy. Speaking of icy, camera's looking icy. Hey, man. Look.
Hey, man.
We had to upgrade. I mean, it's not looking like his, but
Nah, chill. I told you. Chill.
That's crazy. Look, man. So, like I said, y'all, we're not going to have the full part tonight. We want to go ahead, try to, respect the time. Still a weekday. We almost out here. It's Friday. You know what I'm saying? Oh. Yeah. We know. If they don't know, you know what I'm saying? Cameraman Legend been doing this before.
Man, we're just trying, man. We just trying to do what we can, man. Every day we try little by little, man. We try.
Yeah, I say yeah. But that being said, y'all have a good night. I'm looking to get more guests, just like off just off the anime comic pod. We had some people in the background come through. They did some cartoon work and all that. Did directing. I already messaged a few ex players. I'm hoping to get a response back. NBA players. NBA players. Hopefully get a response back, and we'll get some people on the show. So just keep tuning in. We'll see y'all next week.